Hey everybody, welcome back. I am Eric for President, and you know the drill, your one-stop shop for 5 VR stories you missed over the past couple of days. And this video is packed with brand new news stories that I'm very excited to share. Very info-packed video, so bear with me on this one. We have a lot to talk about. We need to talk about the Oculus Quest software update 11.0 notes are available. So we'll go over everything that you can expect from this update, and we'll get into detail that no, the Oculus Link is not part of this, so we'll get into that. Also, we have an Oculus Link 101 course answering every single question you guys have had over the past month. I'll answer those questions quickly, that way not one question is left over, and if there is, I'll respond to that question in the comments and answer it there. Also, the Climb VR is back in the news, and a lot more in this episode. Because of how much info is in this one, timestamps will be provided in the pinned comment along with other links you may be interested in, and all sources will be listed in the description of this video. And one last thing before we started, leave a like and an F in the chat for Valve Index controllers. Second pair of mine, third pair of mine broke again, same issue as always. Maybe the next one will be the charm. I still love the Valve Index, my favorite headset, but these controllers, they keep breaking. Anyway, like I said, we got a lot to talk about in this video, so let's jump right into the VR news. Cheers. Starting out with that sweet positivity, we tip our cap to the winners of the 2019 VR Awards, with a couple clear winners, a surprise win in my opinion, along with a little question mark. And no surprise, awarded to companies producing outstanding and impactful manufactured technology year on year, the Oculus Quest took VR Hardware of the Year, and Oculus CTO John Carmack took the highest possible accolade of the Accenture VR Lifetime Achievement Award. What the Oculus Quest and John Carmack have done for VR so far is monumental, and both these awards very much well deserved. Congrats. And a surprise win, VR Game of the Year went to A Fisherman's Tale, out on all PC VR headsets and coming to the Oculus Quest soon as well. This story-driven puzzle game is unique, mesmerizing, and I loved every second of my playthrough. It's great to see a game like this get recognition in a field of games that come off much more flashy than it, so congrats to A Fisherman's Tale, and please go try this if you passed it when it comes on the Oculus Quest. It is an instant buy in my mind. I'm curious though, if you could have picked Game of the Year, what would you have picked? Let me know down in the comments. Rolling on with even more positive news before our major stories for the day, let's talk the Climb VR finally. Originally released on PC to positive reviews, the Climb brings alive the excitement and thrill of rock climbing in incredible virtual reality. Players will scale new heights and explore stunning environments in a gaming experience developed exclusively for VR. I had a lot of fun with the Climb. Visually, it was spectacular, and it was exciting during the Quest countdown hearing that it was coming to the Oculus Quest. As everyone who follows VR in this channel knows, the Climb VR for the Oculus Quest went radio silent, and in a corny pun, the game seemed to fall off a cliff. In a very surprised tweet on the Climb's official Twitter page, it showed a hand grabbing a rock along with an Oculus Quest and touch controllers peeking on the right side. No exact ETA for its release, but it is now 100% confirmed at least that it is still at least coming to the Oculus Quest. It will be most interesting to see how the amazing graphics present on PC VR translate to the Oculus Quest headset, but for the Climb being playable completely wireless, it's exactly what this game needs to be even better. There is your Climb fix finally. Let me know when you think this game may be coming out, and let me know if you plan on getting it down in the comments. Now, the Oculus Link should be launching any day now, and I have had countless questions in the comments about this all. I can't answer them all in short new segments, but let's try to cover the basics so you're ready to go when the Oculus Link and the new Oculus update launches for your Oculus Quest. There's going to be a lot of info here, but I'm going to go through it very quickly. For the Oculus Link, you will need a VR-ready rig to connect your Oculus Quest to, and it seems a lot of questions have come up what a VR-ready rig actually is, and I realized being with VR for so long, I glossed over that too quickly. A VR-ready PC can vary widely in specs, but the following are what I would recommend as your absolute minimum specs. Could you go slightly lower? I mean, I guess. And there are always alternatives, but these are my recommendations for the minimum PC you should have ready to go to run most games on medium settings at least. For your processor, an Intel i5 4590 or AMD Ryzen 5 1500X or greater of the two should be enough for medium settings. The graphics card I would recommend an NVIDIA GTX 1060 or AMD Radeon RX 480 or greater of the two will get you running again medium settings on most games. I would have at least 8 GB of RAM, but of course the more the merrier. As for the rest, Windows 10, at least one USB 3.0 port, and a display port wouldn't hurt in case you wanted a wired headset in the future, or there was options that would need a display port down the future. It's just good to have one, and all of these specs will be linked in the description. And wink wink, it's basically the recommended specs for the Rift S what your Quest would function as once it's used with the Oculus Link. Following this, you should be ready to use the Oculus Link with your Oculus Quest. Any additional questions on this, let me know in the comments and I will try to help. Next up, and this one is going to have a lot of info on it, let's talk the Oculus Link itself and try again to do an Oculus Link one-on-one course to answer some questions that I get constantly, and this will be again packed with info. Oculus Link is a software update coming for Oculus Quest that will allow Oculus Quest owners with a VR-ready PC to use their Quest as a Rift while tethered by a cord to their computer, and the beta should be launching anytime now, possibly even right before this video gets uploaded. As for the update, make sure you have automatic updates enabled if you want it the quickest and keep it plugged in. Although when the update is available, you should have a push notification from the Oculus Quest app. Oculus software updates do roll out over time, so if you see the update go live and you don't have it yet, patience, grasshopper. As for the cable itself, it should be a USB 3C cable, and yes, adapters will work for those without a native USB-C slot on their PC. Oculus will release their own 5-meter long fiber optic cable, but no confirmation if it will be ready at the Oculus Link launch, and this cable is pitched as providing consistent performance. Now, first reported on Twitter by Mike of Virtual Reality Oasis, all his links in the description, he has done some testing on numerous cables, and not all, according to him, are created equal. As of now, also, he does not have early access to the Oculus Link for testing, but he is testing cable performances, and this brings up a great point. I would follow his channel if you don't already for when that video launches on his channel, but until we get hands-on time with the Oculus Link, I cannot specifically recommend any specific cable other than Oculus's when it launches for best performance, and this will be a wait and see approach, but we do know one thing, the cable that came with your Oculus Quest will not work with the Oculus Link. Oculus is making their Link cable specs publicly available, so there should be some great third-party options coming to test out as well. You will be able with the Oculus Link to play the majority of the Rift library on the Oculus Quest, although developers will have an option to opt out of the Oculus Link, but the chances of any of them doing this are extremely slim to none, so don't worry your little hearts over this one. Lastly, although not tested yet, Oculus states with the Oculus Link, you should be able to run Rift-compatible Steam-based games like No Man's Sky or Skyrim VR, but I have not seen anyone test this yet, so we'll have to see how that works out in the future. That should sum up almost everything super quickly that you may have not known on the Oculus Link before the launch, but let me know if you have any additional questions and I'll try to answer those in the comments as well. And for our final story, let's talk the Oculus Quest update 11.0. It is coming. The patch notes are available as of the time of filming this video, and it's adding a few cool things, but unfortunately not the Oculus Link. It will be adding a search feature, better ways to search for the games you want, the content you love. Basically, they updated the search bar. It's a little easier to navigate. Hey, it's small, but it's needed. App installs will also be a little easier. Basically, if you start an app install and decide to turn the headset into sleep mode, take it off, whatever, it will finish the download before turning off. I guess that was a problem for some before. Didn't know about that, but hey, improvements are improvements. Probably the biggest change from this update is they are adding environments. This probably is likely connected to the Oculus Rift Home kind of app that got posted in the Oculus Quest store by accident earlier with the release date of November 11th. You will now have environments to use. They do note in these patch notes, which of course will be in the description, these will be rolled out over time, so if you don't see it initially, don't worry, it is coming to you, but you'll have some environments to choose from, and once everyone has them, once the rollout has been completed and it is stable, they will likely be adding additional environments and different features for you to have fun with on there. And they'll be adding kind of an experimental mode, adding different features that over time they can probably keep adding to. Things like a high score shelf for Beat Saber. You'll be able to see your friends' Beat Saber scores basically on a shelf in your environment. That way you can see what your friends are up to. Your achievements will be presentable in there, so you basically have an achievement rack, and a lot of personalization options that they'll be rolling out. And we'll see what comes from this experimental mode as well. I don't know what to think of it, but it's pretty cool. Hey, every little extra update is just a little bit more value added to your purchase. Now, of course, the biggest news from this update is what is not in the news of this update, and that's the Oculus Link. All the speculation that the Link may launch on November 11th, I was wrong. It's all speculation. It happens. We don't know when it's going to happen, but we're halfway through November almost, and it is supposed to be launching in the beta form this month. So we'll see what happens, but likely it will need an update on the Oculus PC software as well. So if anyone sees an update coming to the Oculus PC software, it's likely an indicator that the Link is very, very close. But that's the news for today. It was a massive amount of news, very exciting, lots going on. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like to support this video. Make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon to never miss an upload. Join the spaceship on Patreon. Your support means the most to me. And as always, everybody, I'll see you in the next one. VR Space Cowboys. Cheers.